their phones out, just waiting for this moment. This is our year for sure.
Abhinav, you're just living through these visuals, looking at these visuals through your eyes. I've got Varun here. I think all of us are feeling emotional. Just think of it, Varun, because we keep repeating this cliche, right? This is not a sport for us. This is a religion. India in size, in enormity, huge. But for the entire nation, this 1.4 billion population, what does this mean? This moment of joy that we as one country are unified in.
This obviously means our prayers have been heard because the entire nation was praying for this to win another World Cup on home soil. It's easier said than done because the amount of pressure that players go through playing a World Cup in your home soil, from the person at the airport to the guy who comes to deliver your laundry in your room, wants you to win. And sometimes that's a lot of pressure. To deal with that pressure is not easy at all because people almost take it for granted that India has to win everything they play. It's not easy to live up to those expectations. Time after time, you have to believe in your skills, you have to execute your skills, and then you have to do this time after time. India's won 2 World Cups in a row. Nobody's done that ever. 2 T20 World Cups in a row. They won a T20 World Cup on the home soil. And at the end of the day, it's not by chance. It's by a lot of hard work, a lot of self-belief, and a lot of perseverance.
Yeah, Varun, I think you nailed it. And Abhi, you win a World Cup in 2007, then you wait for 17 years. You win a World Cup in 83, then you wait so many years, and it finally comes in 2011. Who would have thought? And I think it's going to take some time to sink in that we do it in 2024, and now we are the most dominant side in world cricket in a span of 2 years' time.
And I think that's the effort that all of these senior men have put in. In fact, you talk about all of the big boys in the side. You've got Hardik, you've got Surya, you've got Jasprit. What about the first-timers in this? Tilak Verma. These boys who put in the hard yards and etched in their name.
And they're ready to do the difficult job. You know, when Abhishek Sharma played the inning in the final, the way he played, the way he took on the opposition, it didn't look like that he's playing the first World Cup. He was under pressure. You talk about Tilak Verma. Abhinav, he was playing in different position. He is always been a top order batter, but batting at 5, batting at 6, coming in low down the order, ready to actually come and make a difference in different position. Being flexible in the batting position, but being flexible in the mindset. That's the strength of this team. And this atmosphere has been created. You have to give credit to Surya Kumar Yadav. You have to give credit to Gautam Gambhir, the coach. He wanted everyone to be flexible in their batting position. And it was a lot of criticism. They faced a lot of criticism, but eventually they knew what they are trying to do. Because someone will have to play on a different position. A lot of guys did. Sometimes Kuldeep Yadav playing the game, but then he's sitting out. Shivam Dubey playing at 4, then playing later in the final. Then you talk about Tilak Verma, you talk about Ishan Kishan. He was the opener when he came back. Then he batted at number 3. Sanju Samson in Asia Cup played in the middle order. Then here he came back again and then opened the inning. So the flexibility and that, lot of people gave the criticism to this Indian team. But they exactly knew while chopping and changing before the World Cup, they will allow them to come in different position and at least have that pillar. That pillar really work well in this World Cup.
Varun, I think this is something that resonates with all of us, right? We've listened to multiple press conferences as we look at Surya Kumar Yadav just lifting the trophy for the first time as captain. He said yesterday that I follow in Rohit Bhai's footsteps, but the shoes are mine. Now the footsteps are firmly etched because he's won it both as player and as captain. Flexibility, versatility, all these things that this team promised has come to fruition now.
Abhi, he's obviously left an imprint which is going to never be erased from Indian cricket. As a captain that's won a World Cup for India, he's etched his name in history books when it comes to Indian cricket, when it comes to world cricket. Obviously, he's trying to say that, yes, Rohit is somebody who's groomed him. Rahul Dravid might be somebody who's groomed him from the previous World Cup, but now he's a man of his own, and only a trophy can go through an entire tournament and win a trophy. And at the end of the day, the way the guys have performed was just unbelievable. Bumrah, at the end of the day, what a bowler, the way he's bowled throughout this tournament. Ishan Kishan, a comeback for the ages. And let's not forget the selectors. They've taken some very brave calls to leave Shubman Gill who was the vice captain out of this team, was not easy at all. Say India didn't have a good tournament, say we didn't win the final, say we were knocked out of the Super 8s, they would have come under a lot of flack. I feel the decisions that people criticize before tournament, you also have to praise those decisions, especially when you win a tournament like this. Somebody like Rinku coming in, making a permanent team, Ishan Kishan coming in out of nowhere, out of obviously winning the SMAT. But you wouldn't have put your money on Ishan Kishan coming into this team. You wouldn't have put your money on somebody as big as Shubman Gill, almost an all-format captain for the Indian cricket team, our vice captain going out of the team. So they've taken some very brave decisions. They've stuck by their guns, and at the end of the day, it's paid off.
Irfan bhai, I think what Varun is saying also is a very pertinent point, because being a selector of the Indian cricket team is a thankless job. And Surya, I think he mentioned it when he was receiving the trophy in that conversation with Harsha, that when he took over as captain, also remember that 2024 T20 World Cup, you had a Rohit Sharma part of the team, you had a Virat Kohli part of the team. Surya had to create a team in his own image. And when you're an Indian cricket fan, your only expectation is not that you have a good cricket team, you want the greatest.
No, see, that's the credit where it's due, you're right. After all of those retirements, Suren, where you had Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and Jadeja go off, but then Surya Kumar Yadav was appointed captain right after that Zimbabwe tour, when the home season came. But the credit to Ajit Agarkar and company, because every time there is a loss in T20 cricket or Test match cricket or be it whatever format, the scrutiny is on them to make the calls for bringing in these players, ensuring that this bunch stays motivated.
Absolutely, there is no doubt about it. Abhinav, I never seen in Indian cricket so much criticism before. I understand there is some reason behind that, but that's for some other time. But what call they have made, even after all the criticism, you have to give it to them. You have to stand up, remove your cap and say, well done selectors, well done coach Gautam Gambhir. Because some of the decisions they have taken was not easy. Even Surya Kumar Yadav, you talk about him being captain. After Rohit Sharma, he was not the first choice captain, right? Gautam Gambhir came in, this combination between Surya and Gautam really worked well every time. There is a presence when Surya has one eye on Gautam Gambhir. Gautam Gambhir has always some suggestion going on. And that's what you want. You need a good combination, good communication between captain and the coach. When that doesn't happen, I've seen Indian cricket go down. I've seen that between captain and the coach. If there is no good communication, there is an issue. But here, there was a right combination. There was a proper, there is a likability as well. Surya Kumar Yadav always been liked by Gautam Gambhir as a cricketer. And then him being a leader, there was easy for Gautam Gambhir to run this team. And when that happened, those flexibility, those changes, and those changes in the game, that always help when you saw the result.
You know what? Just before we move on to the next topic, I feel for one man, Harshit Rana, who's been part of this side for 2 years, is not yet a World Cup winner. Poor guy must be watching it on TV. But man, you gave it your heart out for this team. I'm sure you'll have a few World Cups in your kitty. The only guy who missed out on this. But again, with the selection calls that have come in, with Siraj coming into this side, they opted for experience. They opted for Ishan Kishan, who was in fine form. Just the conviction to make these calls, Suren.
It's just the conviction that Abhi is talking about. And I think if you take a look at the squad in 2026, you look at the squad that won in 2024, Irfan Bhai's class of 2007, you got so many of these players who might have been sitting on the bench. How important is it for every player, in spite of how many games you get, to buy into the team's philosophy that it's not about the individual, it's about the team. It's the team that needs to win on the park on that given day.
So look, we've been covering all the series, the bilateral series leading up to the World Cup, and a lot of criticism was dished out to Gautam Gambhir and co, saying that they keep chopping and changing the team, nobody's role is settled. But what that's exactly done is that everybody knows how to adapt to their roles. If you're in and out of the team, you know the moment you come back in, you have to perform. If you moved up the batting order or lower down the batting order, you have to adapt, and that's an environment he's created where nobody feels out of place. If we go back to the Indian cricket teams of maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, everybody had a fixed role. That worked really well. But with the way cricket is evolving, especially the T20 game, you have to have players who are ready to slot into any roles. what Ishan Kishan has done, gone from opening, he was in unbelievable form when he was opening. Moved to number 3. He didn't say, you know what, I was batting well there. Why am I moved to number 3? He just adapted like a duck to water. He immediately went in, got us runs there, kept the momentum going. Tilak Varma moved down the order again from number 3. He's done so much at number 3, got us centuries after centuries, got 2 centuries back to back. So these players never rested on their laurels. They were put out of their comfort zone by Gautam Gambhir and co, and they adapted. They adapted really well, and that's why we have this World Cup, because we were thrown into different situations and we always came out winners.
Yeah, these are heartwarming visuals. We started off with a mission statement to repeat history, to defeat history, and these scenes, Rinku, even he played a part. He was a live wire on the field. Mohammad Siraj, Abhi, you spoke about. But can I please ask you a question in a lighter vein? Because I know that the Indian team is taking a lap around that Narendra Modi Cricket Stadium. Look, we're talking about emotions. There's one man who we couldn't just read the emotions on his face in spite of the great moments that we have seen, which is Gautam Gambhir sitting in the dugout. But one man who could have gotten to know about the emotion is standing right next to you, Irfan Pathan, who I'm sure would have had a conversation with him. Did Irfan get a word in with Gigi? Because Gigi also has become a coach who's managed to win 2 ICC trophies back to back.
Yeah, 2 ICC trophies. What? 2 as player, 2 as coach. Did you manage to get a word in before the final, Irfan?
Not once, quite a few times during this World Cup, to be very honest. I wanted to keep that very low profile because it's between 2 guys who knows each other very, very well. I actually thrown some suggestion from my side as well, but look, he's an Indian coach who knows his thing. He doesn't need anyone's advice. He's a very smart coach when it comes to taking decision in T20 cricket. His mind is always running very fast, and he always wants to do well for Indian team, Indian cricket. His vision was always when he came and became the coach of Indian cricket. He wanted to create a culture where everyone respect each other. It's a team culture. Everyone has the flexibility. Yes, he's going to get scrutiny because the things that happen under his regime, it's going to be tough. Indian cricket coach, that position itself is the world's toughest job when you're talking about cricketing world. Wasn't easy. He was not very happy as well with some of the things were going on, but he kept his calm, he kept his control, he kept believing in the team, and he was very clear. Look, he has told me against South Africa when I was here, when I was meeting him, he said to me, Irfan, I know the criticism is always going to be there. I see that, I hear that, but I don't care about it. What I want to do is to win trophies for Team India as a coach. Obviously, the player's going to do the hard yard. I'm going to be sitting behind, and I'm ready to do that. I had different hats on my head as a player, as a captain, as a coach, but this challenge which is coming in front of me in this tough situations when it comes to, handling Indian cricket is always tough. But I'm ready, I'm enjoying it, I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's a very, very tough job. It is a thankless job being the coach of this Indian cricket side because scrutiny comes with it, and every single loss, every single slip-up is detailed or discussed in detail. But in spite of all that, I think this team has crossed a lot of hurdles and ensured that they do end up on the winning side come the day. Just a little word on Ahmedabad itself. So much talk. As soon as I got to this city, Irfan, everyone were talking about how we lost the final against Australia, how we lost against South Africa. Is this ground good enough for Team India as a home ground? What does it mean to these fans, not only from here, but have travelled all around the country to witness this? What does it mean to them as the Indian team are taking a lap to honour these fans?
Oh, it's a great feeling. Look, it was first of all, whatever the nonsense talk were going on of this ground not being, lucky and all, it's nonsense because this is a beautiful ground, best stadium in the world. The fans love it. Pitch is outstanding, ground is beautiful. It is accommodating to so many fans. 120,000 fans can come in and cheer Team India. What better way to give them back is giving the lap of honor. But at the same time, this beautiful situation what we see right now, fans are looking at their fans and the team very close, and the song is going on, Vande Mataram. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Now the players are coming. Can't wait to see them.
I'm very, very happy that they're actually validating these fans. They're ensuring that each one of their nights are made just to make sure that all of these people who come out in these huge numbers have given it back to their country. What a great feeling. Well done.
Very well done. Very well done. Very well done.
Live match.